Yo, what's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of my Football Manager series. This is episode number 3, and today we're returning with 2 games in London as we face Spurs and Chelsea away, both in the Premier League. Before we get to the games though, shout out for getting on off camera. So of course, in the last episode you saw our 1-0 victory over the Saints and our 2-0 win away against Fulham for our first Premier League wins of the season. 6 games off camera, and as you can see, the run has been, I guess the best way of putting it is consistently inconsistent. And yet, despite that, it's been kind of better than I expected, which sort of sums up my expectations for the season. We began with a 2-2 draw at home to Leeds here. We really should have won this game, man. Absolutely dominated. We fell behind through Rodrigo, but Ryan Christie got us back on level terms. Hockey assist for Alex Scott there as we found our equaliser. Then Solanke put us in front for the first time, and then literally 2 minutes afterwards, we threw these 3 points away, really. Struick equalised for Leeds in a 2-2 draw. And then following that, back-to-back games without a win, 2-0 loss away at Villa Park against Aston Villa. Unlike that last game against Leeds, we were poor in this game, really, really poor, and it could have been even worse than 2-0, to be honest. Defensively, all over the place. First goal, making of our own error, trying to pass the ball back to Nato, gave it away, and eventually John McGinn turned in from reasonably close range, and then 14 minutes later, Matty Cash made it 2-0 in a bit of a whimper of a defeat. But following that, we bounced back with no losses in 3, and 3 really good results as well. Starting off with a goalless draw at home to Newcastle, so another clean sheet for Nato, and then following that, the first scalp of the season, absolutely buzzing. We housery the 1-0 victory against Eric Ten Hag's Manchester United. For the most part, we did okay in this game. It was like a total domination, but we were the weaker side and snatched and grabbed it late on. I brought on Hannes Wolf off the bench, who got an assist for Marcus Tavernier, heading in from close range. And then in the final minutes of normal time, Nato, King Nato, I'm loving him, man. But it's incredible saves and nice goal with McTominay, smacking the shot from just outside the area, tipped onto the bar by the Brazilian, and we held on for a 1-0 victory. And following that, another 1-0 win away at Goodison against Everton. 1-0 scoreline against Sean Dyche's side there. So 3 straight clean sheets and 7 points from 9 as Solanke converted from the spot. But unfortunately, our unbeaten run and clean sheet streak did come to an end in that final game off camera. 2-0 loss at home to Roberto De Zerbi's Brighton. Purvis Stupinan heading in from close range to give Brighton the lead early, and then late on in the game. We didn't really get going in this one. Brighton scored their second goal in what was eventually a comfortable win for one of the informed teams in the Premier League this season. So, as you can see, 2 wins, 2 draws, 2 defeats in our run off camera, and we are still above the bottom 3. We're in 14th place right now with 15 points on the board, 4 clear of Everton, 5 clear of Aston Villa, but 13 clear of hapless Nottingham Forest. Steve Cooper is still surviving, both in real life and in the game as well, but I think at the moment the bookies are probably going to suspend odds on him being the first manager to be sacked. They are off to an abysmal start. So that's the run off camera. Again, the World Cup is going to come after the Middlesbrough Carabao Cup third round tie away at the Riverside, and then Crystal Palace home as well. So these are 2 of our final 3 Premier League games and our final away days before we go to the World Cup. So fingers crossed we'll be able to get at least a point or possibly even a win in this game. We've already got a scout this season against Manchester United, though of course it did come at home. I said this year, our home form is going to be so crucial to us, so I'm not expecting much this game. Right now in the injury report, as you can see, Marcus Tavernier is currently down with a knock. Traore is still long-term injured with a broken foot, and Christie is recovering from a knock as well. So, man, you're not fit enough to play, but David Brooks is back, by the way. David Brooks is back. Yep, we absolutely love David Brooks, of course. He's played 1 game since returning, and yeah, great to see that David Brooks is back. And he's also in the Wales squad for the World Cup, as is Alex Scott, by the way. Alex Scott is part of the provisional squad for Gareth Southgate's World Cup team. He'll have to cut a few players, but Alex Scott made the provisional squad. Well, he did. He's not there anymore. Oh no, there he is. There he is. Alex Scott is in the provisional squad. I don't know if he'll get called up officially, but he's developing nicely as things stand. Whether he makes it to Qatar or not, I'm still proud of what he's done thus far for us in his debut year. So this is our team. We'll stay on the 4-3-3 gegenpress. Nato is in goal. Back for is Kelly, Senesi, Metham and Smith, with a midfield trio Cook, Lerma and Scott as well. The inside forwards are Anthony and Ouattara. I've got to be honest here. I know he's one of Bournemouth's brightest prospects since coming in, but I am not getting on with this guy at the moment. He's not really doing it for me on that right-hand side. And leading the line is Solanke, who's finally started to find his feet a little bit with 3 goals now after a tough start. On the bench, Travers, Zabani, Stevens, Zamora, Fredericks, Billing, Wolf, Brooks, and Kiefer Moore as well. It's the first game. It is Spurs away. Let's see if we get a point here. I'll certainly take it. Come on, you cherries. Obviously, as I said before, our home form is going to be so important. Don't expect to get anything from these two games here, but if we can get a point, if we can get a point, I'll certainly take that. And as Alex Scott goes on the run, he's taken down. I think there's a spot kick there. Is that an early pen for Bournemouth? Referees give it. Is VAR going to overturn it? Scott on the run, and is that our third penalty this season? It is. Now Solanke scored one and he's missed one. And this time he converts from 12 yards. 4 for the year, and Solanke puts us in front. Spurs surely going to battle back though. They're in great form to start this season off. As Harry Kane rolls through Son, and a dynamic duo combined. But the South Korean hits the crossbar. Bournemouth still in front. That's a foul. And I think... Oh, wow. Okay, alright, everyone just calm down. Rodrigo Bentancur has just tripped his man. And that's a second yellow already for the Uruguayan. And... No way. Oh my god, they're going down to 9! Harry Kane with a 2-footed tackle on the kid. Oh my, Spurs have capitulated. Well, I think the sensible thing to do now is just leave things as they are, but I'm very tempted to do what Newcastle did against West Ham on Wednesday as Dango fires just over. And that's really stretched to play now. Really stretched to play, because Spurs are going to be set up really defensively. There's a lot of isolation for Heung-min Son as well. If we make them do a ton of running, we should really be able to close this game out quite comfortably. This is ours to lose here. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to change the tactics around. That's just asking for trouble. Doxy Boy changed the tactics. But I'm going to lower the tempo slightly. And I'm going to try and play us as wide as we possibly can. Try and cover every blade of grass here against Spurs. Focus to play down the flanks. Get some wing-back involvement as well. And hopefully... we'll be able to... I'll tell you what as well. Let's I never normally counter press, but let's counter press as well. They've got 2 men off. So if we counter press as well, put them under pressure, we'll be able to really go at them like a pack of wolves. So second half begins. This is ours to lose here. Oh no! I'll tell you what. If Spurs go ahead and get a level, I'm gonna feel sick. They're down to 9 men. But surely not. I mean, like I said, we're just going to be able to run at them here. And Solanke, oh, it's brilliant. Dominic Solanke has found his feet, but is it going to be disallowed? I swear every goal he scored needs to be checked by VAR. It's disallowed. Was he off? Let's have a look here on the VAR. Yeah, definitely off. Right decision. Dominic Solanke, I swear, man. He could have had like 7 or 8 goals here. Ouattara's free kick. Off the crossbar and Sessegnon clears. We've got to close this out. Billing, Scott, Cook, Senesi. As we'll work our way forward. Long ball through to Brooks off the bench. Oh, I'd love to have seen Brooks get his first goal since returning. We're still not there yet. 2 minutes to go. And bar an almighty collapse. This is ours. This is ours. Kelly down the left. Back to Senesi. And now Cook into Scott. And now back to Chris Metham. And out wide is Smith. Instead he goes the other way to Jayden Anthony. It's over. It's game. Bournemouth are going to pick up our first scalp on the road. What a ball, Chris Metham. Absolutely brilliant. I was like, pop it out wide to Adam Smith. Nope, saw Jayden Anthony there, in behind his man, and that is that. Well, I did not see this coming, but Bournemouth are going to go to Spurs and win, and possibly another clean sheet for Nato. I'm loving this guy, man. Solanke's header goes just over the bar. Nato is just... honestly, man, he's something special. I didn't realise this, but thanks to those that did let me know, he's now captain of Bournemouth. He was given the armband by Gary O'Neill a couple of months ago. And I'm going to say the sound you hear is everyone who wrote us off backtracking. What a performance. I'm buzzing. He's also signed a contract extension in real life, Nato, as well. He came on a 1-year deal, and now he's extended it, I believe, by another couple of years. But he's on $100,000 a week here, and that is just our highest earner by far. To put it into context, our second highest earner is a player who I gave a new contract to in Jefferson Lerma. Before I gave him the extension, no one was on even half of what Nato's earning. So that's the big problem with Nato. Realistically, at the moment, we can't really afford his wages, but 7 clean sheets in 14 and 2 penalty saves as well. Without this guy, we would not be where we are right now. Right then, second and final game today. Final away day before the World Cup in the league to take on Chelsea. Still here in London, stayed in the capital as we aim to get back-to-back wins and back-to-back scouts and possibly, for the first time this season, move into the top 10. Let's just keep it calm, yeah. So heading into the game, we'll stay on the 4-3-3 game press course. So a couple of knocks during the midweek training sessions. Jaden Anthony will miss this game, so we're going to put Hannes Wolf in on that left-hand side for him. And we're also going to miss David Brooks as well, who's just picked up a slight knock as well. Down to the bare bones a little bit here, but this is the problem with Bournemouth. We've got quite a small squad, so we'll put Tavernier on the bench there, can't we? So yeah, that is a big problem with Bournemouth. It's quite a small squad, but even so, we're okay to make up a first 11 in the bench. In fact, Tavernier is not really fit enough, is he? So yeah, let's go with Rothwell instead. So 4-3-3, same 11. Why mess with a winning formula? I don't get to say that very often. This is our team. Nato looking to become the leader in clean sheets this season in goal. Back for his Kelly, Senesi, Metham and Smith with Cook, Lerma and Scott our midfield trio. Wolf's now in on the left. Ouattara on the right, and once again Solanke up top. On the bench, Travis, Zavani, Stevens, Zamura, Vina, Fredericks, Billing, Rothwell, and Kiefer Moore as well. Second and final game, Chelsea away. Why not pick up another scalp? Come on, you cherries. Oh, by the way, I've just completed my first coaching course, so I've got the National C license now. I'm going to wait until the World Cup starts before I request to go on another coaching course. Sometimes the board can reject your request if the first team schedule is too hectic, but once the World Cup comes around, we'll have no games for like 2 months, so they'll have no reason to turn me down going on another coaching course there to get my National B. Anyway, 28 minutes in, still 0-0, and Dango's robbed Aspilicueta, and Ouattara slides it through, and oh my, we want another penalty. Bournemouth bribing the refs. We want another penalty. Oh my god. Penalty given. Dominic Solanke. Oh! Dominic Solanke. 5th of the year. Bournemouth lead at the bridge. Can we play in London every week? Oh, Dominic Solanke. Chips it in. Mendy dives. And we are 1-0 up in West London. Wow, as things stand, set for our 3rd scalp already this season, and into the top 10 for the first time. Let's just keep this calm, yeah? Let's just keep this calm. There's a long, long way to go as Kante finds Kai, and out wide is Reece James, who fizzes one in, and Sterling could not control. An hour into the game, Cherry's still leading by a goal. And I'll tell you what, after this game, I might give Nato a contract extension. I'll bankrupt us for Nato at this rate, because what just happened there? Great ball through, but what just happened there? I think it took a deflection. I think it took a deflection off Chris Metham, and then Fofana literally just poked it in from 2 yards. So I think that'll probably go down as a Nato error, but that was just unfortunate. Deflection off Metham, and Chelsea have their leveller, Kovacevic, to Fofana, and Lerma's done really well to win that back there. That's why I gave him the contract extension, man. He's a hard worker. You love to see it. And he's won it back again. Jefferson Lerma driving forward. Dominic Solanke! Oh no, don't disallow that one, VAR. Come on, how many goals has this guy had chalked off at this one stands? Dominic Solanke is coming good. Lerma driving forward. Great voice middle. Yeah, he's definitely onside. And beats Mendy and puts it into the bottom corner. Bournemouth back in front. See here, he's well onside. Well onside. I think it was 2 players keeping him onside actually. But Bournemouth back in front. Oh man, seriously. We need to... I tell you what, our stadium's so small. At some point we'll have to build a new stadium. Can we build it in London? Can we build it in Bermondsey? Because I'm bloody loving coming to London right now. 2-1 up at the bridge. Question is, can we hold on to the lead this time? Cesar down the left. Robbed by Ouattara. Back to Nato. Oh, it's a poor kick by Nato. And the Brazilian will definitely have to claim the error for that goal. I can't be too critical of Nato for this game because he's won us far many points and he's lost us this season. But first goal you'll probably say was debatably his error. This goal definitely was. Absolutely atrocious kick out, and Mason Mount isn't going to miss with the goal gaping. 18 minutes to go, and Chelsea looking to complete the turnaround as we hold on to a 2-2 draw at the bridge. Shaloba's header off the bar, and Cook scrambles it away. 7 minutes to go as we try and hold on to a big point of the bridge, which I'll definitely take. 2 leads squandered, unfortunately, but I would have taken a point pre-game from both games, let alone just a one. But there is Mason Mount heading in at the far post. But is it going to be disallowed? No, it stood. Great cross by Hakeem. Beat Samura in the air, and Nato beat as well. That's gutting. Absolutely gutting. We've done well out there, but unfortunately, despite having 2 leads, we're going to come up short by a goal. Mason Mount winning it late on with his brace. Second game this season, we've lost it right at the death along with Leicester as well. That's gutting, man. Right guys, that will do it for today's episode, so big thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed it, then please do drop a like. Much love to you all. Have a fantastic day. Bournemouth getting a big win there away against Spurs means we do stay clear of the drop zone. 5 points clear of Aston Villa. I think I've got to say for Nottingham Forest, I think they're already down at this point. It'll take a miracle for them to come back from here, but still above the bottom 3. And whilst we do squander the chance to get into the top 10, I'm still happy with where we are. Thanks for watching. Much love to you all, and I'll return in the next episode after the World Cup, and we'll come back with either West Ham at home and Arsenal at home in a double homestand, or Brentford away and West Ham at home. I'm not too sure. We'll figure it out. We'll come back directly after the World Cup regardless. Have a great day. Much love, and I'll see you for the next episode of the Football Manager series. Let's see if Messi wins that World Cup in the game as well very soon.